Scrabble owner Mattel has banned 400 words from the game's official words list, including numerous racial slurs. They own the rights to every game outside of North America, but the North American rights are held by Hasbro, which has made similar moves in banning similar words, whilst also recently dropping the Mr. from Mr. Potato Head to apparently promote equality and inclusion. And by the way, none of the African Scrabble associations have objected to many of these slurs, leading the Scrabble grandmasters like David Webb to argue that a decision to ban ethnic slurs has been imposed by middle-class white people sitting on the boards of these companies and appealing to our cultural and media elites that spend a disproportionate amount of their time, let's be clear, scrolling through their Twitter feeds and wondering how they can score a few virtue signaling points that day. And at the end of the day, if a word is in the dictionary, it's good enough for Scrabble. Many of these racial, all are in the dictionary. And even if it's a horrendous word that you wouldn't dream of using, I think it's important to remember here that using a word on Scrabble is quite different from shouting at someone on the street. But in an age of non-crime hate incidents, the policing of words and speech has been ramped up over recent times. What we say here, once again, is white middle-class vegans hijacking an irrelevant cause or game, I assume they're vegans, to imbibe their smug superiority into it. And I noticed, by the way, they haven't got rid of the word chav in their ban of words for the game, and perhaps that's because that word is so deeply rooted in classism. It's one they'd like to keep in their Scrabble-based lexicon to throw at the plebs, many of which voted for Brexit. And it goes to the heart of the argument that words have meaning, right? And of course they do. That's why I agree with J.K. Rowling that self-ID on sex, on gender, where you can decide what you feel is what you are, would be a really dangerous road to go down. It would deprive us of the words and meanings that protect sex-based rights. So words have meaning. And to me, this just goes to the very heart of the problem. You know, some people, many of you even, might argue that, Darren, shut your mouth, roll your eyes at us talking about whackery and wokery being a problem, not just in this country, but across much of the West, which has sort of developed this self-loathing of its place in the world. But the problem is that many of these people are at the very heart of some of our most important cultural institutions, whether that be in academia, the arts, or even to assaults on our language and bloody Scrabble sets. Only the other week, the French town of Biche was kicked off Facebook for being offensive. Now, it was reinstated today when the good people of Biche reminded Facebook that their town had been liberated from the Nazis by American soldiers in 1945. The town then took pride in declaring themselves Sons of Biches, which is hilarious. Now, I suggest we all stop being crazy biches and lay off the policing of Scrabble and speech. I'm Darren Grimes for Reasoned UK. Reasoned relies upon grassroots donations from people like yourself that want us to continue producing our high-quality, free-thinking content. So please do consider clicking the link and donating, no matter how big, no matter how small, because it really does ensure that we can keep on keeping on.